Let's start with the opening statement from Coach, and then open up for questions.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was an odd game. I mean, it was just all over the place a little bit from a lot of different ways. I thought from my standpoint, certainly proud to get out of here with a win. Anytime in a rivalry game, two new coaches didn't know a ton about each other probably. Really happy that we found a way. Thought early on we were really, really good. Kind of took it to them a little bit early, and then I thought through that middle stretch they took it to us, and their strengths came out early. I thought our strengths came out, which is some of our ball pressure, and really got after him, forced the issue a little bit, and then late second. We did not play very well. Those two post players just crushed us on the boards, which we knew they were capable, and we prepared for that, and that was one of our concerns coming in, and we did not do a great job, obviously, on the boards to get beat like we did. But certainly turnovers helped us and created some offense from there. And then, they got that 1-point lead, I believe, in the third quarter, so I didn't know which way it was going to go from there. Haven't been with this group very long to know, honestly, so kind of challenged them out of that timeout, and thankfully, we responded, had a couple kids step up, really from the point perspective. J.J. Quinterly, to get to 18 on a night that she shoots 1 for 6 from the three, and I didn't think played particularly well, at the level she's capable of. I thought that was fantastic. Lauren Fields really kind of saved us from the three-point line. To get to 23, and then I thought Kaya Watson was phenomenal, and I think that was her career high, it sounds like. But to have that double-double to answer a little bit of what those guys had, I thought was huge for us. And then Jordan Harrison kind of running the show at the point guard to end with 10 assists and 7 steals just kind of settled us in. So we'll have to get better from this for sure, but we'll take it. Figure out how to win, how to get better. But as I always say, it's better to win and get better than have to lose to get better.
Coach, you were talking the other night about how you kind of held some things back, and then obviously, you come out and that pressure was really kind of cooking early. So was that kind of a result of just saying, hey, let's kind of go out and just show who we are a little bit tonight? Or?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we did that the other night, and turned them over, quite a bit too. Not even as much as though we did as we did tonight. So it's just kind of that punch first mentality and make sure we're ready to go from the jump, and kind of impose your will is a statement that we use quite a bit. And so I thought we came out and played really well that the first quarter, and then a little bit into the second. We ran into some foul trouble with Kylie and JJ, and I thought that kind of changed the complexion of the game a little bit too.
How was your press so successful, especially in that first half? You forced a lot of turnovers. So what led to the success of that?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Just, scouting report and what we wanted to do, a few things. But, mostly it's personnel because we have two pretty good guards up there that can really, really hound the ball. And then the next line in it is pretty good, too, and they can read some things. So, if you haven't gone against it before, it can be a lot, and then you think you can get rid of it. And then now you ask somebody else to handle it, and you got another unbelievably good on-the-ball defender up there. So, with Quinterly and Harrison, we're pretty good at the top of it. And then you can put Lauren Fields or Jalen. It's just kind of it can be relentless. I thought it wasn't nearly as good in the second half. I thought we were pretty fired up early, and that's why it probably felt, a little suffocating at times.
You talked about not being super familiar with this rivalry. Is that something where you were doing a little bit of research ahead of the game, or did you just treat it like another game on the schedule?
Well, no, I don't think we treated it like another game. We just hadn't been a part of it, but we've all been a part of rivalry games, right? I mean, at every school that you've been to, from high school to college, different leagues that I've coached in, you always have a rivalry game, and you know what that feels like. For me at the Power 5 level, I hadn't experienced it at this level. And so we knew what it probably was going to look like. We knew there would be a little more passion for a November 11th game. There was a little more excitement and passion for a basketball game. But that's fun too, and I think it helps me learn a lot about our team. This is our only true road game in the non-conference, so we really needed to see what we would be like in a road environment. And you kind of it's early, so I hate to say throw out records because we were 1-0, but essentially, like, who cares what the rosters look like? There's a lot of passion when, these two programs meet in any sport.
Could you talk about the rebounding? Tabby and Kylie both, got in foul trouble there in the third quarter. Does that kind of help say, okay, well, maybe the rebounding wasn't quite as bad as it was because we had our two bigs out, basically, or does that add more concern?
I don't know about more concern, but concern that we already had just kind of reared its ugly head, I guess, tonight. We were not a great rebounding team a year ago, in our program. And so that's kind of been an Achilles heel that we've tried to address. Tirza Moore is, a player for us that's our best rebounder and not in, didn't get to play yet. So we need to get her back. I think that would probably help it some. At times I thought we battled, and there was times I just didn't think we gave the effort, and those will be the ones that we'll be clipping up and making sure that we watch. And then that's why we went with Danelle too, just a much bigger body to see if we could take up a little bit more space. And I don't think she only had one rebound, but I thought she did a pretty good job clearing the way for some others.
And Jordan, obviously, the other night she's scoring. Tonight it's assists and steals. So, is she still just kind of showing this all-around game that she's just not one or two different things?
Yeah. And it's a kid, because she played for me, so she's probably a little more comfortable in what we're doing right now than the others, and she plays the position that I would love to have somebody that's comfortable there at the point guard position. So, yeah, she didn't shoot it great tonight at all. Didn't really even look to shoot. There was a couple times I thought she was turning down looks that I want her to take. But, yeah, the 10 assists is phenomenal, to the 3 turnovers and the 7 steals, but also 6 rebounds. Because there was sometimes in there, where Jordan somehow came up with a defensive rebound amongst the trees, and you don't even know how she did that. But she's always been a pretty good rebounder for her size.
What can you say about your team's ability to set the tone? You're taking an 11-point game, or 11-point lead barely 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah, well, that's what we talk about. We hadn't started some of our scrimmages, and even against Loyola, I didn't think we had a great start. So it's something that we've talked about, and so yeah, it was a point of emphasis, I guess, a little bit. It's not always going to look like that, of course, but some of those turnovers led to some easy buckets, and then from there it just settles you down, I think, is what it does, and hopefully we can keep the offense off balance a little bit with some of that pressure, and so that's what we're trying to do early, is just kind of, if we can settle in quickly, we think that's an advantage for us.
Coaches, Kaya become a scorer tonight because shots weren't falling for some of the other shooters, or is that something she's really kind of starting to develop as part of her own game?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Probably a little bit of both, I guess. If I was there's times I think she takes a back seat quite a bit, and I challenged her last week to be a little more assertive offensively, but I don't think that's her nature. I think her nature is to take a step back and let the other ones and just do all the little stuff. But yeah, we needed her tonight, and shots weren't going, and I thought she was really good. I couldn't take her out of the game because she just, she rebounds, and they played us a ton of zone, and it's early, and you're trying to feel through the zone a little bit. So we're trying to get her touches in certain spots, and you can just play her all over. She's versatile. We play her at several different positions. I thought she was really, really good. And so hopefully she takes some confidence from this, because if we could get her to be another 3rd or 4th scorer on this team, then we'll be even more dangerous offensively.
So what was it taking this bunch on the road what was it like for the first time?
Yeah, no, it was great. They're like I keep saying, it's a really easy group to be around, to travel with. We had played in a away scrimmage, so we had kind of been through the routine, I guess, just a little bit. But there's times they're very even keel, and I think that's a good thing. But then there's moments like, guys, okay, the even keel's not good, right? Like, we gotta, there's a problem. We need to fix it. Show me some emotion. And they just kind of look at you like, Coach, we got it, And so again, every time, I don't know the group, they don't really know me either. So every time we get to go through this situation, I learn something about them. They're probably learning something about me as well, but probably more for me than for them. But I thought in every timeout they were great.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.